Good morning, YouTube. This is WhackMed19, and let's talk about the Oculus Rift. So for those of you who don't know, who have apparently been living under a rock, because everybody should know, Facebook bought Oculus. Oculus is the company, Rift is the virtual reality headset that they were working on. So we should be talking about Oculus, not Oculus Rift. It's Oculus as a company that was purchased. Oculus sold out, quote unquote. They sold out. That's what they did. They sold themselves. They gave up. They gave up their ownership, and they gave it to Facebook. So they sold out. I'm not trying to be that defamatory with that. I'm just saying that's what happened. They sold out to Facebook. Okay, so now Facebook owns them. Okay, whether you think this is good or bad, yeah, we'll get into that a little bit, but that's just one part of it. I think the big problem here is that the Oculus was started with crowdsourcing money. They took Kickstarter funds and they kind of promised that something was going to happen with those Kickstarter funds. And, you know, the one quote that people keep leaning on is, the quote is that we've learned a valuable lesson: giving money on Kickstarter does not mean we have any say over a company's decisions, except that it's kind of misleading. It's very misleading, and I think that there's a possibility, and I'm not a lawyer, I think there's a possibility that you can make a criminal case, or at least a very, very good civil case, for saying if I gave money for the development of this thing, then it should have been developed. And this goes back to, the DayZ complaint that, we bought an alpha. DayZ was supposed to be built. This is the reason that we bought an alpha. This is the reason for the existence of this in the first place. The reason for your existence is to make this for me, and I supply funds to you so that you can make that thing, not so that you can make something that is valuable enough to be sold to another company before that end goal is reached. Does that make any sense to people? I'm trying to reach a goal. I need money to help me reach that goal. And so I take money from you, and you're going to pay me so that to help me reach that goal. Except that before I reach that goal, I'm just going to give up and let someone else take all the work that I've created and reach that goal for me. Oculus is not going to reach the goal of making a virtual reality headset. They can't. Facebook can. The division of Facebook known as Oculus can. But Oculus doesn't exist anymore because they are owned by Facebook. Now, yes, all the people are there, all the technology is there. They didn't lose anything except their independence. They can't make their own decisions anymore. They answer to Facebook. Therefore, what you paid for as a Kickstarter never actually happened, and that's fraud, in my opinion. That is fraud. They took money to try to get somewhere, and it's not that they failed. If they said they failed and then they subsequently sold out their technology and their information, that would be one thing, but they didn't. They're doing really well. What did they fail? If you say they did fail at something, well, yeah, what did they fail at? They failed at getting out word and excitement before Project Morpheus. See, I put up a video back in early days of Black Ops 2 about the Oculus Rift. This looked really cool, and it still does. I mean, the machines that they've made, the dev kits, are awesome. It's going to be great technology. But they're old technology at this point. Is brand new technology that's never come out, but it's already old because Project Morpheus came out ahead of them. Project Morpheus got people excited, and Oculus Rift did the same thing to a smaller source back, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. But Project Morpheus already has customers waiting in line, signed up, and ready to go. I would love to have either one of these. I think I'd rather have the Oculus's Rift, except now I guess I'd say Facebook's Rift. I don't know where that leaves me. I haven't really reevaluated to see how I feel about it, except that I have to get a PlayStation to play Project Morpheus as I know it right now. It may be changed in the future, but whatever. So, the Rift, the Oculus division of Facebook is coming under all kinds of heat. People are like, oh, you're going to have to Facebook in real time with your mom. You know what? There's a lot of people that want to do that. As much hate as that's getting, you know what? The younger crowd may not like it, But if you could go into something like a Google Hangout or a Skype video chat, which would be neither of those, it would be Facebook's own division of FaceTiming, kind of whatever, that you put on your virtual reality headset, and your uncle in Maine, or the other half of the country, Maine's a long ways from me, or whoever it is on the other side of the country, the other side of the world, can put on their headset, and then you can have a conversation as if you're sitting in a room. Now picture this: you have a world leader, just say the United States goes to war with Russia, and then Germany is going to negotiate peace. So you have the president of the United States put on a headset. You have the president of Russia, which in the future would probably still be Putin, put on a headset. And you have the president of Germany put on a headset. And then the entire world can watch without the ability to speak. Or maybe you give them the ability to speak. But you have both presidents and a mediator or moderator in the middle that can communicate from the entire planet apart. If you wanted to go into outer space and go to Mars, you take a virtual reality headset with you, and you can communicate with people back on Earth as if you were there. It's survival. Les Stroud says that most of survival, or a large portion of survival, is mental. This can help with that. As far as space exploration goes, there's still a lot of good social aspects to what the Rift is, or what the Rift is going to bring, that are valuable. Don't throw it away just yet, because it's all a joke now. The entire Oculus division of Facebook is a joke now. And actually, and this may be a good subject for its own video, Facebook is a joke now. Facebook has become its own joke now. So, between Project Morpheus creating more hype faster and closer to a release date than Oculus's Rift, and what appears to be the illegal, or at least morally bankrupt, decision to sell out your crowdsourcing funding, and you say, yeah, they did the work. Okay, yeah, sure, they did the work on it. They still didn't have the money to do the work. That work would not have been achieved without the crowdsourced funds. Just go ask Notch about that. But how do you guys feel about it? I know you've probably watched other videos about this already. You've probably left your comments there. Let me know what they are, because I've watched a couple, and I don't like reading other people's comments. Whatever. Tell me what you think about this. I'm still excited for the reality of virtual reality, and the impending reality of virtual reality. I think it's going to be really cool, and I'm looking forward to seeing what can be offered. Thanks. Have a great day.